want to talk a little bit about 40 caliber. Now, I've noticed a subtle shift when it comes to 40 caliber handguns and people owning 40 caliber handguns over the last year and a half. Now, to really kind of understand what I'm talking about here, you got to kind of go back to, like, let's say 15 years or so ago when 40 caliber kind of really hit the civilian market and really made a big impression and a big impact on the civilian market. Okay, you know, when it came in, it was touted as the king of handgun rounds, and it remained that way for a very long time. I mean, it had almost all the power of a 45 and almost all the capacity of a 9mm. It was the perfect round. Now, people like me looked at it and said, well, that kind of feels like a compromise round, but okay, I guess it's a decent round, but I'm not sure about it. And if you said anything negative about 40, you pretty much got bombarded with hate, whether it was online or at your local gun shop or at your buddy's house or whatever it was. I mean, we all remember these days, right? You know, we all remember if you said, well, I kind of like 9mm better than 40, they would say, well, you, sir, are a pussy. And that was just kind of how it was for a very long time. We all remember this. I mean, this was like this for well over a decade. But as I said, I've seen kind of a shift in the last year to year and a half as people have kind of moved away from 40 caliber, moved over into 9mm. You know, I've noticed a lot less videos and articles talking about 40 caliber and how great it is, and a lot more coming out talking about 9mm and how great it is. I've seen a lot of people, friends, family members, getting rid of their 40 caliber handguns in favor of 9mm handguns. Why is that? Well, I think some of it has to do with the fact that you see a lot of people, people who are well respected in the firearms community, people like Chris Costa coming out and saying, hey, 9mm is a great choice for self-defense, it's the best choice for self-defense, and boom, 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 here's why. That has a lot to do with it, and people are starting to see that. I mean, when you look at things like capacity, okay, compare a 40 versus a 9, comparable guns, same size, same overall, you know, design, you're always going to get at least a couple more rounds of 9 as opposed to a 40. Capacity is something that makes a difference, especially in light of the things people are seeing today that the media is putting out there, that people are paying attention to, that is getting people to buy firearms, are things like riots, okay, home invasions, situations where people are being attacked by multiple attackers. In those situations, capacity is key, okay? It's something you have to take into consideration. Another thing is recoil management, okay? Comparing a 40 caliber to a 9mm, a 40 caliber is considerably more snappy. Now, with proper training, you can easily overcome that. That's not an issue, but it's one less thing you have to deal with 9mm, to where you can more quickly and more accurately get off good follow-up shots if you find yourself in a defensive situation. So those are some advantages of 9mm. Now, that's not to put down 40, okay? I own a 40 caliber handgun. Now, I bought it just for ammo availability purposes, but I think you should at least have one in your collection, right? I mean, it is great at hard barrier penetration. It's very good for law enforcement in that capacity. It's great for if they find themselves in a situation where they have to shoot through plate glass or shoot through a windshield or something like that. Most of us buying firearms for defensive situations are not going to chase an intruder out of our house, back to their car, and shoot them through their windshield, okay? Once they're out of our house, we're going to call 911, we're going to secure our home, check our family, and let them know we just chased somebody or shot somebody and they took off, okay? So that's not really an issue, and that's another reason why 40 is not really as important when it comes to defensive purposes as opposed to law enforcement, okay? So what do you think? Is 40, is it a fad, or is it going to be around forever? Personally, I don't think it's a fad. You know, I don't think it is going to be as popular as it was ever again, unless something very strange happens. But I do think it will be around for a long time. I mean, we're still shooting 32 ACP in Kel-Tecs, so I think 40 will be around for a while. I just think that we had a nice, big, voluptuous 40 caliber bubble that finally kind of burst, and things have kind of settled back down to normal. That's where I'm coming from, but I'd like to know what you guys think. So down in the comments, I want you to tell me, what do you think about 40? Do you still think it's great? Do you not like it at all? Do you think it was just a fad, or do you think it'll be around forever? So I'd like to hear what you guys think. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's my opinions. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.